Okay, now we're live. See? Okay, so welcome everybody. Tonight, Kendra is going to walk us through March, astrologically speaking. So here we go. It's going to be very interesting. So, but I wanted to, I wanted to let the peeps know that I am very grateful for those of you who have gone over to review the Lucy Prophet Psychic Girl story and any other books that I have written that you have read. Please go to Amazon and review them, as I am going to be sending books to the library in March so that they can review them and see which ones they would like to have in the library. It really helped me a whole bunch. A lot of you asked me, how can I help you? This is how you help me. It would help me so much. Thank you. For those of you who have done reviews already from last week, yay, thanks. So Ken and I want to wish all you Aries and Pisces peeps a happy birthday. My favorite people have been born this month. One is Kendra. The other one is my Katie girl. So I just want to make sure like y'all have an awesome, awesome month. So tonight, Kendra's going to walk us through March. Everybody get your writing utensils so you can take notes. Here are my notes. And so she's going to walk us through. We got some stuff going on. It'll be,
well, like I said, it's going to be a potent month. It's not necessarily going to be a busy month. This is the month for you to keep your hands on the wheel. This is not a time to sit back and be the passenger, because what's coming for you goes one of two ways. You work with it, or it just might work you a little bit. Choose.
Don't want that to happen.
So if you've already started on the first of the month, is Venus went into retrograde in Aries. What does that mean? Now, for those of you who have been following along on the show, we know because of habit and consistency, Venus deals with your wealth, your worth, your love, and your beauty. This is your value system. And it's very receptive. It's very feminine. It's very magnetic as far as the energies and the governances. When you put it in Aries, it's not exactly comfortable because Venus loves to deliberate, sit back and receive and review. And Aries is like, no, I'm going places. Watch out. Now it's in retrograde. It's a reflection time. It's an inside job. It's under your skin. It's review and redo. So this is the time where you are going to want to address your resentments and your personal values when you are in love dynamics. So it's some spicy homework. We're not playing around, and don't phone this in. Don't be like, oh, I don't like it when I'm disrespected. No. Where are you holding on to your little receipts from the past that nothing can transform or heal or float away because you are not letting it go? You got a little bit of a grudge. You got a little bit of criticism going on. This is your time in the next 30 days to clean it out. Clean it out. Flush it. Send it through the wash one more time. And what are your personal values? When you're in a relationship, lately the conversation with a lot of people I'm with, they go, oh, but I love. Compatibility comes first.
Yes.
Is this workable? Everyone that I've dated, I have cared deeply for, and it was never a good combination. I called it a shit sandwich. It's just like, all right, here's a recipe for disaster with two good ingredients. So
yeah,
I changed that when I went to New York. And now that I'm living in a different timeline, and of course they'll tell you is, oh, with Venus in retrograde in Aries, you're going to hear from your past. You're going to hear from your exes. I used to always laugh. No, my exes know that the nail's in the coffin, the dirt's on, the dirt's in front of the tombstone. It's dead. Lo and behold, the ex from 8 years ago has popped up has been rethinking things because he's an Aries. This is very personal for him, and has decided, I wasn't in the right city. I wasn't in the right place. You're high value. I want to see you. And so I have to ask myself, well, what are my personal values? Because I'm living my lecture right now. And do I have any old resentments? Is this an opportunity to see that two people have truly healed, or has one done their work and one has barely moved the needle? So there are going to be some conversations before there are any decisions. This is not happening in retrograde time. The work is happening. The action is not. So that's what we're doing.
Okay,
right,
so
the big one out of the way. Now we're going into March 3rd. We've got Mercury in Aries.
Hold on just a second. So we have a question here, and I know this, but I want you to answer it. So if you're talking to someone and it's slowing down, is that like move on energy?
It's do your work energy, not your action energy.
Yep.
Yeah. Go back to, rewatch this. Go back to, are you cleaning out your resentments? If this is not okay with you, that's you, not because of the other person. Those are your resentments. Your resentments are yours and their resentments are theirs. So don't crisscross that. And if this is still in alignment with your personal values and you're just being impatient around time, then just be impatient around time. That's you.
Right.
There's nothing wrong yet. If you're getting disrespected, that's something that's wrong. That's not a personal value. Nobody signs up for that.
Right. And just because, here's the thing, just because somebody slows down doesn't mean that things are ending. It just means they're slowing down. That's it. So sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we need, time or quiet time. So
you'll see this slowing down doesn't mean anything right now because everything's supposed to slow down. We're all doing this together. If slowing down means disinterest, you'll see that. If slowing down means not important anymore, you'll see that. But you don't have to try and guess now, because with a retrograde, if you wanna get your answers wrong, try and guess right.
Right. So everybody just take a deep breath.
Yeah, I expect
take a deep breath.
Nothing goes forward or grows between two people in a Venus retrograde. It's when Venus says, I need to question some things.
Yep. Okay, so and even Rebecca has had somebody who's been looking for her for 30 years, finally found her. That's a long time.
Work and see if it's still golden April 12th.
All right. So hold on. Hey, Iris, Mary, Rebecca, Cece. Hi, everybody. I just want to make sure you say hi because we got a lot of info. Make sure you have your writing materials down so that you can take notes, okay?
Yes, or rewatch this because I came ready. I am not holding back. I'm not summarizing. We are going deep for a couple of reasons. You'll hear it in the talk. So let's keep building this recipe. What else is March going through? We've got Mercury in Aries tomorrow. What is Mercury in Aries? Well, hey, as one who knows, that is when you have honest, direct, and brave communication. Get it out of your system now. You have 10 days. But don't do it around your love relationships because Venus is in retrograde. Do it with yourself. Do it with your boss. Do it with your family. Do it with your roommate. Don't do it with your love relationships.
Right.
So,
if you find yourself in your love relationships, like getting tense or almost on the verge of arguing, step back and ask to discuss this later when it isn't so tense. That's the best advice we can give for lovey-dovey people. All right. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Dana.
Sorry. I never get to see who the guests are. So as somebody with Mercury and Aries in their natal chart, like I was born that way, not just when it passes through. The rest of you are all having it pass over and influence you right now. I live with it 24/7. So this is the time for me to have the critical conversations and get this out and discussed and on the table, as long as it's not in love. Now Mercury's going to go retrograde, and all that ha-ha has to go ha-ha inside, which I do. That's when I dip back and I review what I think are my truths, and I go into my journal zone and I talk it out with me and my angels. That is coming in mid-month. So if there's something that you have not felt courageous to say, write it out. Practice. If it needs to be said because it's going to heal something for you, it's for you to say to heal. If the other person doesn't like it, you don't live into other people's conveniences. That's what Mercury Aries does. It is leadership around listening, learning, and languaging. That's why public speaking doesn't scare me at all, not even 1%. I'm like, hold my drink. I'm up on the stage with the microphone. Because I'm a walking truth bomb, and I've signed up for it in this lifetime. Now, we get a nice little break until March 13th. This is when Auriel's going to get all like, yee, because we're entering eclipse season. But it's an overlap. We begin an eclipse season in the new destiny realm of the Pisces Virgo axis. We finish it up at the end of the month in the old. So, you know, like the row, row, row your boat, I sing and then you sing the same thing after me, and then I'm on the next one. There's two going on at the same time, just to give you all the plot twists. Just so you start a new project and you haven't finished the other project yet. So how you're going to handle this best. And remember, you are taking the wheel this month, so that we've got some interesting, good planetary shifts coming up in 2025 that are going to release and refresh a lot of us who have been playing a very long game as far as growth. Don't mess this up. March is your make or break with yourself. So we've got March 13th, we have a lunar eclipse in the full moon of Virgo. Virgo can be very critical, but Virgo can be very detail oriented. This is where I want you to look at yourself, because that eclipse says, hey, we need to go in the subconscious and we need to go in your fate with yourself. Call it out where you have lack of habits that are holding you back. Release and transition out of the, well, I'm just winging it. I just deal with it as it shows up. No, design your new life. It's a karmic point. Eclipses are incredibly karmic because they collapse on the nodes of the moon's orbit, the highs and lows of that track that the moon runs. And so when it comes to a node, and then there's an eclipse on it, because it's the only time that the sun and the moon and earth are in the right levels to block each other, you get to see things you don't normally see. So take a look. Where are your lack of habits? Where are you not being detailed? Where are you not putting a little structure and system in place, and rituals and routines? That's very Virgo. Is it around money? Is it around your health? Is it around your family? Is it around your job? Or are you like me, where you're a rock star workaholic, but when it comes to your personal life, you're like, do I really have to take care of that phone call? Yes.
Yeah.
You do.
I do too. I talk to people.
Just nobody's giving you just because nobody's giving you a performance review on it at your job, you still got to do the things. Yeah. When I'm done talking at work, when I'm done leading and helping people understand their contracts and how to sell their jewelry and go through the estate processing, when I get a stack of bills that are wrong and I have to make some phone calls, I've got a lack of habit around that. I'm like, and this is the go time. I have to call the hotel that screwed up on my credit card. I have to call, the department store that issued a card and then didn't send me any bills, and now they're sending me to collections on a $70 bottle of perfume. Put the habit in place. So there's my personal examples. Because you know what? You're not winning not doing it, are you?
Right. Do it.
No, just because you don't don't be a classic American where your feelings tell you how to live your life. Like, let's not become experts at reacting.
Right. Instead,
when we have a year like 2025, this is a once in a lifetime year.
Yep, it is.
Yeah. I mean, this is like going to your own personal Olympics. Yep. Don't mess this up. All right, March 14th, Mercury goes into Mercury retrograde in Aries. Here's what we don't do. We're not going to talk before we listen. We're not going to look before we look. And we're going to tell it to ourselves in our head before it comes out our cake hole. So take all those things that you think you want to say to somebody and go have a little movie over in the bathroom. Say it out into the mirror. Talk to your cat about it, which I do. Put it in your journal. Don't let that fly, and then it can't be unsaid.
Right.
You got 3 weeks. You've got this. You can do this for 3 weeks. I promise. Da-da-da-da-da.
Lock it up. Throw away the key.
I have a crazy client. Just one, of course. No, I have so caffeinated tonight. I'm giving up coffee for Lent, so I'm getting my last goodies of espresso with whipped cream on top in my system and in my belly. I have a crazy client. She calls it her shit can. She has a can where the coffee grinds go in with the little lid, the metal one, and she screams in it, or she tells her husband off in it, and she puts the lid back on it, puts it back on the shelf. And then it's out of her system, and she didn't have to go and have a fight with anybody. Yeah, I thought, that's
great.
It's nuts, and that's fun.
Yes.
So make a game out of the things that for the next 3 weeks, it would be a very bad idea if you said what's on your mind to the wrong people at the wrong time in the wrong place. You got pens and paper. You got animals. You got walls. You got mirrors. And if you want a shit can, go get a shit can. The can she talks shit to.
That's awesome. My cousin my mom has dubbed it the Karen can because she uses this can to put grease in it, and then she puts it in the fridge. And so my mom has dubbed it the Karen can. So see, Mom, you can use your Karen can to yell at your stuff, yell all your stuff at the Karen can. Put the lid on and put it back in the fridge. The other thing that I know to do. This is the other thing I know to do. Linda Carver taught me this, is that you take a piece of paper if you're going to write stuff down, or if you're going to write a name down to freeze them out, is you take it and then you put it in foil, you stick it in the freezer.
Yep.
And that's how you put all that stuff on ice until the timing is correct, and then you get out of the freezer and you throw it away.
I can share an example. I have what I call a rage page. I learned it from one of my old psychic colleagues, and mine are in the freezer, where somebody from my past came up and I wrote him a little not love note, and then I put it in the freezer, and lo and behold, by the miracle of modern internet, I found out he's married and creeping on my Instagram. So,
oh God,
you know what? It could have been a worse situation if I had communicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead, you froze him out.
Yep. And the universe showed me the real tea, so that's good. So now that you know what to do, these are the conversations for the next 21 days, March 14th, until April 10th or 8th, wherever it goes direct.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And most of the stuff that you want to say, you're not even listening to yourself about. Listen to yourself for the next 3 weeks.
Right.
A lot of it is projection and just borrowing someone else's ears when you should be advising you.
Right.
If any of you love Byron Katie, when you get mad, if I were to get mad at Auriel and be like, you hurt me, is that true? Well, do you know that to be true? Well, reverse it. Oh, I hurt me. I'm hurting me by not speaking up, or by not taking my words and putting them in, the shit can, or, in the fridge. Just This month is so potent. You could be unrecognizable in 30 days. It's like one of those, detox diets.
Yep.
All right. So fortunately, we have a nice little week where that's the only homework you got. Now you got the March 20th equinox where we are going into Aries season.
Yay.
Into retrogrades. You've got your Venus retrograde and you've got your Mercury retrograde. You've got your homework that you've been practicing since March 1st and since March 14th. Deal with your resentments, deal with your personal values, and don't talk before you listen. Smooth sailing. What do you want to do on the 20th? Make a ritual with yourself. Write out your plan for new balance, because this is the new year astrologically of 2025. It's like the January 1st of 2025 for astrology. It's your second chance. If January came too hot, came in too fast and furious for you, treat it like it's your new year now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here is a pro tip before we go into the second eclipse. Define drama for yourself, because if you're going into Aries solar season, Aries is the baby of the zodiac, not the mature wise one. We start over. We've left Pisces season. Define drama for yourself, because everyone will tell you, oh, that's so drama, and someone else has no idea what you're talking about. And then someone will call you out on your drama and you'll say, I don't know what you're talking about. You have to define it. You have a tolerance around it and a normalization around it where you're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then someone else who's just living their life, you're all hypersensitive about and triggered. I come from a family of silent treatment. That is a form of drama, even if it doesn't bother me.
It is a form of drama.
Yeah, but when someone starts yelling at the top of their lungs, oh, you're so drama. Find and define your drama. The kind that you've been normalizing where it doesn't really bother you. You want to have a different year? Use drama differently.
Yep. Or don't use it.
No, use the word so that you can catch it. You can, tie up different loose ends and have a different life because you've made your bed better.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're almost there, guys. March 29th. It's your new moon solar eclipse. Back on the Aries Libra axis, the last time we're doing this. Everything from October 2023 until almost April of 2025, almost 18 months, when the nodes flip and the karma changes. It's your last layer of having to worry about what needs to be broken down around yourself versus others dynamics. This doesn't have anything to do with romance. When you're you and worried about me versus when you're thinking about others and being we, last little opportunity to reframe that and take a look at your subconscious patterns and then go, well, what do I really want? Versus, well, that's just all I know. That's just how I was raised. No. I don't put up with silent treatment. I used to be anti-yelling. But silent treatment I could live with because I knew the playbook. Now I don't put up with either.
I don't either.
And then March 30th. No, you're a mom. You're not bringing the next generation through with that. Last homework for March is your bonus. It's your reward. We've got Neptune moving into Aries. Neptune hasn't shifted signs since 2011. It's been a while. We've been hanging out for 14 years in Pisces, in imagination or illusion land. We've been seeing a lot of not knowing where the reality check is okay and where it's bouncing. Neptune is about to move into Aries. You're going to see action on imagination. You're also going to see action on addiction. Pick. This is going to be a year where a lot of trash takes itself out. But make sure you're managing your addictions too, because we all have them.
Right.
I'm addicted to work. I own it. I get a lot of dopamine out of being a highly productive person.
Yes. Yep. Work and chocolate.
Chocolate's working its way into my life. I'm not happy about that.
So
Coffee became my new crutch vice because I wasn't going to work on myself and get good sleep. So break it down, because guess what? If Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years, what do you think it's going to do in Aries? It's not an overnight sensation.
it isn't.
All right, you made it. There's March 2025.
All right. And I just want to say this too. For those of you, hey, Sandy. So for those of you, hey, Jackie. Hi. Okay. So again, those of you that are going through this crazy, remember, because I'm calling it crazy because like, a lot of times things look crazy to me. Remember, you are the one that makes your own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You are the one that is responsible for you. And this is a great time for you really feel who you are and how you are. And don't worry about what other people think or how other people feel about you. Remember not to conform yourself to that. Instead, really look at you. This is your opportunity to do this. Look at who you are, what you're about. Is it your truth? And figure out how you can express that internally and externally. Okay? So make sure that you're being truthful to yourself. Because sometimes we go, oh, well, like for me, I wear red lipstick. I know it doesn't match this shirt.
Can't tell.
I was told that a while ago. But it looks the same color to me. That's my truth. But when you look at my lipstick and my shirt, you're probably going, Auriel, you're clowning. Because that's your truth. But I don't care because I actually like this lipstick and this sweater. So, but do you understand that little joke that I meant that for me and you to think about who are you, what do you want, and how do you want to express that? And is it your truth or is it somebody else putting that on you? Because as I work with people and people start to think about who they are, they realize that there's a lot of people that put their own stuff on you or them, and then you accept it and bring it in and you portray that. But what I'm asking you to do this month is really look at yourself. Do you like red lipstick? Do you love chocolate? Are you a coffee girl? Are you a workaholic? Who are you? And what do you truly want? This is a month, March, to discover that and then create your life as you see fit to do it. And if other people get bummed out because of that, hey, they can make their own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just like you can. And you'll realize the people that are actually those that are true to you and that love you, they will stick with you no matter what. Right?
We've been working pretty hard on being truthful in 2025. January and February were busy months, and we got through it. You
Yep.
may be a little tired, but I bet you've put down some good bricks in your yellow road here. March is when you have to grab the wheel, or it's going to grab you. Like this, I'm not kidding. The reason I'm so excited, this is a once-in-a-lifetime year. 4 planets are going into different signs. The nodes has flipped into a brand new karmic axis. Yep. You've got smooth sailing if you can just take out your trash.
Yeah. So this month, that's what you're doing. You're taking out the trash.
Mm-hmm. And not just
all right.
It's not just everybody else's problem. the trash that you drag around too.
Yes. Please take care of yourselves. Because if you can take care of yourselves, you can keep your energetic stuff flowing, you can help others as well. But first, take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else can take care of you for you. Honestly. You're the only one that can truly take care of you in a good way. So make sure that you do that. Okay? That's what we're asking you to do this month. It's a great month. It's full of opportunity.
It is so exciting. I can barely stand it. And I will, put a comment down in Know Yourself Well in Facebook. And I will list it on my Instagram, and I'll put it under this recording on Facebook or YouTube. A bunch of us are getting together and giving free talks on a YouTube channel called The Shift. We've all just decided to help everybody out with a tiny 40-minute dose of what our specialty is as far as healers or teachers or mystics. So stay tuned. We planned it in March for a reason.
Yeah. And if you guys want to connect with Kendra, go to Facebook or Instagram. Look up Know Yourself Well. Mm-hmm. And join her group. Follow her on Instagram because she does post a couple times a week, sometimes a little bit more. Check her out because I feel like what she posts, you will resonate with. And you'll be able to, talk to each other, get to know each other. Yes, you need to throw the trash away there, Ms. Koozie. So we want you to really have a great month. If you want a chart done, get a hold of Kendra. You can find her on Facebook, DM her, okay, yep. At Kendra Lockhart, over at her group, Know Yourself Well. All right? And so this is our astrology show. The whole month, our theme for a spiritual show is flourish. We'll be talking about flourishing this month because isn't that a beautiful word? Mm-hmm. Say it. Say it. Everybody say it. Flourish.
Flourish.
How do you feel? Doesn't it make you feel good? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's this month's theme on a spiritual show. It's a flourish. And we're going to be talking about flourishing. Okay. So thank you for joining us, everyone. And for those of you that are going to watch this during the week, if you have a question, please leave it in the comments and we'll be able to answer those questions for you. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So have an awesome week. Have a grateful week. And remember, keep your heart open and aligned with the energy of love. We'll see you next week.
4 weeks for me.
Bye.